All right, Coach. First up is going to be Colin Harmon with ABC 15.
Hey, Monty, what do you attribute to the way you guys came out and started that game with the 20-5 hole early?
No, I don't have an answer for what I attribute it to. It's just unacceptable the way we started the game. It was a big hole for us. It's pretty obvious that we can't play with the show up mentality. We showed up in the first quarter and they played with desperation, simple and plain.
Next up is Dave Mcminiman with ESPN, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Monty, you guys did make the push, though. You take a lead in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Cut, I think it's on the fourth, midway through the fourth. What do you think you were missing to get over that point?
Guarding the ball, simple as that. That's basketball universal 101. You got to be able to guard the ball. We didn't. They hit some tough shots, and you give them credit. They had 58 points in the paint. That's not something you would have expected, especially with them not having Zubac tonight. And so we will be better in the next game. But that's paramount on my mind right now is we got to play with way more force and competitive edge, and we got to guard the ball.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Jovan Buha.
Hey, Coach, you talked about points in the paint. Cousins, you hadn't went from hardly playing to having that kind of performance.
15 points off the bench. When you have to double guys like that, it forces you into rotations. We didn't meet him early. We let him get right to the block tonight. He got whatever he wanted for the time he was in the game, and he was a presence tonight. They played with determination. You know, we have to realize we're trying to close out a series against a team that's been there before, and they're going to claw and scratch and do whatever it takes. We have to have that mentality. I didn't feel that in the first quarter. As the game progressed, we had it, and then they had confidence because they were making shots.
Next is Jovan Buha with the Athletic, followed by Kellen Olsen.
Hey, Monty. Without Zubac, they played a lot more small.
Yeah.
Doing small for like 37 minutes. They actually played better with Zubac versus the small lineup. What kind of changed tonight? You feel with them having success?
I didn't think we showed them enough bodies. Even when they were in one-on-one situations, I thought we were spread out. When we looked at it at halftime, you could see nothing but paint instead of seeing Suns' bodies and arms, even when they were in isolation situations with Paul and Reggie and Morris. We didn't show them enough bodies. And when they have a small lineup like that, they're going to try to spread you out. Again, it comes down to being able to guard the ball and forcing them to shoot tough shots. We let Paul go left, step back. How many times did we see that tonight? You know, Reggie went left into his shot. There were times we were shifted too far off of Reggie, and he hit some deep threes. But in that moment, you have to understand that he's going to take those shots, especially late in the game.
Next is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, Monty, for you guys offensively, the Clippers went zone to start the game.
Yeah.
How did you assess the way you guys handled it early on?
Didn't think early we held the ball too much. That's all we talked about was once the ball gets to the second side, take off. You know, either shoot it or get to the paint. When we did it, it looked pretty good. And I thought we allowed them to force us to stay on the side of the floor instead of getting over top of the screens. When you get over top of the screen versus the zone, then you can force them into rotations. We didn't do a good job of that tonight, but we will. We will be better. They'll probably do the same thing, throw some defenses at us like that, and we have to be better.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Cameron Cox.
Monty, you kind of touched on this in your first answer, but just you have 2-0 in closeout games before. What do you think you've learned now about closeout games as we get deeper in the playoffs, and just what do you anticipate the next step?
The desperation has to be there. That's the deal. You know, just because you have a lead in the series doesn't mean you can show up and they're going to give it to you. You know, we have to understand that, and I think we do now. We will be better when we show up the next time we play. But their desperation, their competitive edge tonight was consistent for 48 minutes. We did it in spurts, and we certainly didn't start the game with it.
Next is Cameron Cox with 12 News, followed by Sierra Santos.
Monty, what'd you make of DA's play tonight?
I thought they put a lot of bodies on DA. When he was diving, he saw 2 bodies, 3 bodies at times. When he was trying to get to the offensive boards, he had two guys boxing him out, and that means the corner guys can come in and get some offensive rebounds. He had an imprint on the previous game, and they did a really good job of sending bodies to him tonight. He's going to figure that out, and we'll show him on the film. When you see DA in a game like this, as much as we missed with only 3 offensive rebounds, I got to look at the film, but from the eye test, it just looked like they sent 2 bodies to keep him off the glass tonight, and they did a good job.
Next is Sierra Santos with Fox 10, followed by Dave Mcminiman.
Hi, Monty. Desperation isn't exactly something that you can practice for. There's no drill for it, right? So what is the switch that needs to turn on in order for your guys to really take it up a notch?
Getting your butt kicked like that should turn it on. And I think our guys are feeling it right now. We've already talked about it. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. But from a competitive standpoint, they got us. And that should turn your switch on. You know, we should play Suns basketball with that edge and relentlessness every time we step on the floor. We didn't do it consistently. And tonight is a reminder that you have to play 48 minutes in that mode, especially in the playoffs.
Final question is Dave Mcmenamin with ESPN.
I don't know if you had any reaction to the flagrant that they called on Beverly and what was going through your mind when you saw Chris take that time. Some of the stuff that's happening is just, it is what it is. But when a guy does that kind of stuff consistently, what do you say as a coach? I can call the league. I can talk to, the officials in the NBA. It doesn't do anything until something's done about it. Those kinds of plays are dangerous. You know what I mean? Jay gets a flagrant for touching a guy in the face. That play with Chris, I got to watch it more on the film, but we can't let those kinds of plays get into our heads. They were physical tonight. That was an example of it. I want to watch the film before I make a declaration about that play, but they played desperate. Do I think it was a dirty play? No, but I think even when you're playing with a certain degree of aggressiveness, it can come off the wrong way.
All right, Book, we're going to start with Greg Moore with the Arizona Republic.
Devin, tough loss, man. Thanks for your time. Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. I saw you were as aggressive offensively as I can recall seeing you. I'm curious, how do you try to transfer some of that to your teammates to bring more energy earlier?
It's on all of us. They came out, they punched us in the face to start the game, and I think we showed it at spots tonight and certain times, but they're not going to go away easily. So, we have to be locked in, from beginning to end.
Next is Dave Mcminiman with ESPN, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Monty lamented the defense giving up 8 points in the paint. And you said there was too many open looks when you guys were able to cut it. I think they're 4. Just too many open looks. What did you see defensively from your group?
I think they spaced us out well, running their small ball lineup, which opened the paint. But as a team, we still have to guard with 5 people. It's never a one-on-one matchup. So all 5 have to be locked in, and even the bench has to be ready. So, we have to show bodies and help each other out there.
Next up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Jovan Buha.
Yeah, Devin, the match, was it a better fit for you tonight than last night, than the other night?
Just made a couple adjustments, opened up the eye pocket, see it a little bit better, but yeah, it's a little bit better.
Wanted to follow up, Coach was saying that a game like that, as he called it, getting your butt kicked, will click in the sense of urgency. How much do you agree with that?
I think we'll be ready to go for Game 6. That's a tough loss for us at home with a chance, to clinch to go to the NBA Finals. So, we're going to be ready.
Next is Jovan Buha with the Athletic, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, look, you mentioned the small ball lineup and them kind of spacing you guys out. You guys had actually fared well against it through the first 4 games, and they had actually been better when Zubac was on the floor. So what was kind of the difference in their small ball approach in this game?
I would have to go back and watch it again. But at the same time, 50 points in the paint, I think, we still helped each other in that area. even when they space us out in the previous games. But, you know, you can blame it on everybody. A lot of straight line drives and no help at the same time. So, you know, this is a five-man defense. It's been like that way the whole season, and we have to be better.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Kellen Olsen.
You guys have done such a great job all season of responding after losses. Just what do you anticipate the next 48 hours are going to be like? I'm sure it's going to be a long wait for game 6.
Yeah, just, you know, we're going to be ready. You know, we're going to look at the film of the game and, you know, make the adjustments that are necessary. But still having fun with it. You know, the process of this and the journey of it is, you know, second to none. You know, I said it after we lost the first one. Obviously, you don't want to lose any games, but, you know, coming back into the film session, getting together as a team and talking everything out, you know, that's part of it too. So, you know, once you start enjoying that and having fun with that, then good things happen for our team. And, you know, we've responded well all season.
Next up is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports.
And to go off that, Monty all year talked about not wanting to flush games like this because he wants you guys to take it in a bit and make the adjustments off that. How much has that helped your guys' success in these situations this year in terms of taking the emotions you feel after this one and making the tweaks as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's just honesty, it's communication. We all have the same goal in this locker room, and that's to win basketball games. So when we don't do that, you know, we look at what we did wrong, or when we win basketball games, we do the same thing. You know, we go into the film sessions, still try to figure out where we can be better.
Final question is David Chinolato from Italy.
Hey, Book, what do you think you guys did wrong in terms of not having the urgency? Is it a matter of, you know, mental thing, or you got punched in the face, as you said, and you didn't manage to get back in the game?
I mean, we managed to get back in the game a few times. You know, I think they stretched it to 10 multiple times, and we fought back. It was just that last stretch. You know, we don't want to spend the whole game fighting uphill. So, you know, just come out with a sense of urgency and be ready to go.
All right, Chris, thanks for joining. We're going to start with Greg Moore with the Arizona Republic.
Thank you. Chris, Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Tough loss. First of all, I'd like to ask, how's the tailbone, man? Are you okay from the fall?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'm curious then about the energy and pace. Was it what you wanted to see consistently throughout the game?
Not at all. Definitely got to be better. They came out and they were the aggressors. They sort of looked like us in game 4. And they hit us. They were too comfortable. We got to be better.
Next is Dave Mcminiman with ESPN, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Sometimes you got to tip your cap. What do you make of Paul George's night, and then how he's been playing this series with Kawhi?
Yeah, he got it going. You know what I mean? Like I said, he was getting his spots, making shots. Twin and Reggie got it going early. It gave him a chance to sort of settle into the game, and you got to make it tougher on him.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Jovan Buha.
Yeah, Chris, you guys took the lead and then got tight there at the end. When do you feel like you weren't able to do
We got to close quarters better. You know what I mean? Like, that's been a problem for us all series long, is closing quarters. Those last 2.5, 3 minutes of quarters. You know, we took the lead, maybe cut it to 1 or 2, and then they get a bucket, and then they go on a run. So look at it, see what we need to do better, and get ready for the next one.
Next is Jovan Buha with the Athletic, followed by Kellen Olsen.
Hey, Chris. They've actually stayed with Zubats more than playing small ball, and you guys had outplayed their small ball lineups through the first 4 games. What was the difference in them shifting to smaller and having more success with those lineups?
I don't know. I got to look at it. We gave them a lot of open shots early. You know what I mean? They got their threes going, and I think that's a team that plays off confidence when they're making shots. So we got to try to get the right people shooting, and our offense feeds off our defense. So we just got to remember that.
Next is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports, followed by Gina Mizell.
Chris, I know with your position, you take pride in getting DeAndre the ball. What were you seeing with the way the Clippers were sending bodies at him?
Got to do a better job getting it to him, get our spacing right, you know, knowing that they undersized. They got like 3 people sort of boxing him out or trying to hold him down. So we just got to pick our spots better and be more aggressive.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Cameron Cox.
Chris, Monty during his pregame availability kept preaching kind of first quarter. And so I imagine that's what he was telling you guys too. So when it doesn't quite click in that first quarter, how it's surprising or frustrating, was that for you guys?
I mean, it's frustrating, but you realize it's a long game. You settle in, and guys came in, we fought back, and it seemed like every time we get there or whatnot, they do another run or whatnot. So we look at it, like I said, and we got to come out better.
Next is Cameron Cox with 12 News, followed by Sierra Santos.
Chris, what's the mood after this one? Monty Williams, he just said that you guys are going to be better next game. I mean, is that what you guys talked about right after this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We know we're going there, a place where we won last time. We know they're going to be excited and ready to go. So we'll be ready.
Final two questions are going to be Sierra Santos with Fox 10 and Dwayne Rankin.
I asked Monty about desperation. That's not really something that you guys can practice. He said that you guys really aren't going to need to practice it anyway after getting your butts kicked. What do you think the response level is going to be like in LA?
We'll see tomorrow. Yeah, that's why you play the games. We'll see day after tomorrow,
Final question is Dwayne Rankin.
Chris, you guys have been so good at protecting the ball, and then tonight, only the 14 turnovers, they turned that into
23 points, yeah.
How huge was that?
Yeah, that was uncharacteristic of us, especially me. I had a couple turnovers early in the game, first, second quarter, and they converted on all of them, So like we said, that's uncharacteristic of us, and we got to be better game 6.
All right, Cam, thanks for joining. First up is going to be David Chinolato from Italy.
Hey, Cam, what do you think went wrong tonight?
I think they were just on the attack, had us on our heels a lot of the game. They were downhill and getting to the rim and, scoring the ball out of ISOs. And we just need to do a better job of stepping up and defending them.
Next is Dave Mcminiman with ESPN, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Yeah, what was it like in the locker room? How did you guys immediately process this one?
Well, it's the realization that it's not going to be easy. Everybody knew it wasn't going to be easy going in, but also that we got another opportunity in a couple days. So that's what the playoffs is about, and it's tough, and that's what everybody said it would be. And you can't expect a team to just roll over. And they brought it today, and they gave us a tough time. So we just have to bring it next game.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Jovan Buha.
Yeah, just wanted to ask, you guys have always shown all season the ability to respond.
Yeah.
After a loss. How much are you guys going to draw from those experiences for the next game?
100%. That's what we have to do right now. Obviously, right now is the biggest moment of our season. This is what we put in all the work for. So we have no other choice but to respond with everything we've talked about, with poise, and then go back to LA and get after them.
Next is Jovan Buha with The Athletic, and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, Cam. You guys had fared well against their small ball lineups earlier in the series. What was different tonight with the way they spaced you guys out?
They're moving the ball, and like I said, they're scoring out of ISO. So that just kind of puts you on your heels when you have trouble guarding the ball straight up. It either puts you in rotations or that guy's going to start scoring. So we just need to do a better job overall, do a better job of being in shifts, and do a better job of playing team defense. We've done it in the series, so we know we're capable of it. It's just something we got to get better.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Paul Richardson.
Just when you pull yourself out of a double-digit deficit a bunch of times, and you take the lead the one time, but it seemed like they always had a response for it. Just how frustrating or just challenging is that when you have to kind of keep coming back and can't quite get the run that gives you a little bit of a cushion?
That's just playoff basketball. You make a run, and the team is going to respond and make a run of their own. Like you said, we got there early in the third. In the fourth quarter, cut it to 4, and they responded. And that's what got them this far. So that's just what this game is about. Is maintaining your poise, and just trying to win that next play.
Final two questions are Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave and Christos Saltis.
It seemed like their force when they came out. You guys obviously couldn't quite match it. Did it surprise you guys the amount of force they would come out with, or was that just them imposing their will on you guys?
No, there's not a surprise when the team is facing elimination for them to come out and play hard. It's just how the game goes, and they brought it to us. Like I said, they were driving the ball hard, shifting, playing hard defense, being in their spots, and that's just all there is to it. But there's no surprise with the amount of force they played with.
Final question is Christos Saltis from Greece.
Hey Cam, hope you're doing well. Monty said before that the way that you started the game was unacceptable. What do you need to improve on the way that you started the game in Game 6 in LA, and how important for you is to win that series in Los Angeles?
I think there's an element of relentlessness that we talk about all the time, and I think we just lacked that a little bit in the beginning. Came out a little lackadaisical, and they took advantage of it and built the lead. And we chipped back, and it's just we felt like we were playing catch up from that point on, and that's not a good situation to be in. So obviously, better starts are going to be important. I thought we did a better job of starting the third quarter, though, as opposed to recent games.